you taught me so many things, and one of the things that I remember, it's, you know, that we can either be champions of suffering or champions of celebration. And
or fascination.
Well, and a fascination in the one we choose. And you've been such a force, Pete, and so powerful. And I'd like to focus on that. Because where, as you also said long ago, you may not remember, where our focus goes, our energy flows. And we create what it is that we want to experience. And you will always be in my heart. And you will always be in my family. And you will always be present. This physical being is what it is, a physical being, and you used it well, in my experience. You have given so many people so much, and your life will not end with your physical passing, Pete. And I want to focus on the celebration that you have brought to so many people. As I said earlier, I'm in a relationship that I would have never been in without you. And that relationship that I'm in has created a baby boy. And that baby boy is going to know you like nobody knows you. He's going to be raised with your wisdom. Mm-hmm. And he will know Uncle Pete. Mm-hmm. And he will challenge me and say, what would Pete say, Daddy? And I just want you to know that you will live bigger than you're living now when the day comes. And I want to embrace that. And I love you so much. I love you so much.
We're all been born into a prison, or given a prison of a family, or a culture. Doesn't matter if we're 7 billion people on this earth. Some of us are born in with a really rich family, and some of us are born with a really poor family. Some of us are, you know, born in a world where we choose the prison we're in once we get kind of conscious, because we don't really know who to be or how to be that person. And you know, whether you have a choice about being alive and what you're going to do, how much kindness are you going to give, how much you're going to give of your life to working for people that are born into prison and helping them save their lives, because ultimately it's you that's got to save your own life. But where you learn it from and what decisions you make, even if you don't know how to make yourself happy, so you add some substance, or you don't really know what you like, but you're presented with a whole quantity. It doesn't really matter what prison you're born into or what prison you put around yourself, you know, how you're going to think. I even met a Republican one time, I'm sorry, that I really like, and he really likes me, and we're like, you know, almost, we go out to dinner or lunch probably once a week for the last 10 years, and he's a genuinely nice man, and he votes wrong every time he goes to the poll, at least for me. I know some of you might be Republicans too. But anyway, and right now, fear or sadness or grief or whatever you want to do. I was writing something, I said good morning the other day, and I wanted to put a U in there instead of a O-R. So, good morning, how are you guys going to mourn me? Because if you don't know, it's going to be pretty quick. Right now, the this cancer is probably one of the fastest, most aggressive cancer that any of the doctors have really seen. And they've both been kind of shocked by him. And the word that we heard was, wow, get ready, because sign up hospice or do something, because you're not going to be around here very long. And then I said, you know what? So it's just my prison is going to be let go of, and this one I don't know where I'm going. You know, I do believe in God, and I do believe that there's a place inside of each of us, and there's a place inside of, or outside, that's really beautiful and really loving, and just the not knowing. That's the main thing I've gotten, is that I don't know anything, you know? So I didn't know anything when I was 1 day old, or 1 year old, or 10 years old. And now I'm 64 years old, and I still don't know anything. But I'm smart enough to know that I don't know anything, right? And I love you all. I mean, even the people I don't really know, I really love you, you know? And when I sit down and get to talk to most of the people, within a few minutes I really like them. You know, I really know that they've gone through their struggles, they've fought through their prisons, and they've helped somebody else. I bet most of you can't remember the one person that you smiled at, right at that right moment when something had happened, and it made his day a little better, or, you know, you did something to improve somebody's life and to make them feel good and alive, and that's pretty cool. And you know what I found out? I'd say the most interesting thing for me is that the oldest person that's come back to me is this woman named Penny, who I met when I was 18, and she was my psychology teacher when I was in Minnesota going through a junior college. And within 3 years, or no, 2 years, 18, anyway, we got married when I was 21, and we got divorced when I was 52 or 53. And then when I got sick, really sick, she came back and just said hi, and she spends more nights over here and takes care of me in a kind of way that that really makes me feel good. And then the other woman that I met after Penny, when we got divorced, lives up in Mount Shasta, and I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but anyway, she's another sparkling, genius kind of woman who I had her in prison for a while, and then she got herself free for a while, and now we're both loving each other, and I think we both understand where it all came from, where we all came from to love each other, and why we all went apart from each other. And you know, I don't know what I did to get this cancer, but I'm on my way out, so whoever and however they did that, you know, I got to be at peace with that too. I want to say one other kind word about a woman that I met for, I don't know, when I was really down and out, I met her, and she's from the same country I was half from. She's from Holland, and I fell in love with her. Holland Mafia should be quiet right now. That would be over there in the corner. We used to call ourselves the Dutch Mafia when we would go into prison together.
You know, one of the officers heard it and said, "I never heard of Dutch Mafia." I got a little close to him. I said, "That's because we're good." When you know it's too late.
And so fear and sadness, I'm just thinking, how can I be fear and sad when everybody who loves me is going to miss me, and everybody who is on the planet is going to miss this little sad spirit that doesn't really know as much as everyone thinks he does. I've got to take some water. One of the big side effects of, I don't know which drug it is I get dry mouth. And I can't even smoke pot, you know? But the other thing, I can't drive a car, so try to live in this culture. It's not bad when I was living here, you know, because I could walk to good earth. And now I can't walk. So now it's like, wow, you know, I can't drive and I can't walk. I'm going to skip the coma part, you know, that's one thing I don't really want to do. And I signed a little paper, and most of the people that really love me and that are close to me know that I'm not going that way, you know. It's bad enough now, I haven't been able to take a shower for the last 3 or 4 days. And so you guys can stay a foot or two away from me, and I can smell it when I'm right next to it or right on it. So, and if any of you had a dog like I am right now, you probably would have taken him out by now, because just, I haven't eaten for 4 days. I have no desire to eat. My taste buds don't exist, you know. I don't even know how to say that, but that's it. And I can't really drink anything. Up until a few days ago, if I had any water, I would throw up. And that would make me be really sick, you know. So even if I drank water, I would get sick. I'm happy all of you get to live longer, because you all have a longer life, and most of you are going to have a healthier life than I had. And, you know, I'm fine with going up. I have to say I'm done, I'm tired. I want to rest. Something. Well, I want to say, you know, the prison, when we think about that we build a prison for people that do bad things, I built a prison inside of me for all the things that I didn't really know how to do. And that prison that I built, I have built and I live in, is not a very good prison, but it's something that I worked on. And when I take my last breath, I don't think there's going to be a prison that I go into. That's, for me, it's just not going to be a prison, you know. And if I go somewhere else and I don't know, or wherever I go, they don't know what I know, at least I know that, you know, if you're nice to somebody, if you love somebody, if you take care of them, then guess what? Then they're pretty nice, you know. It's pretty good people. It's pretty nice people. And it's pretty much what you want, you know. So, I